Welcome to the First and Inches podcast, where every play counts and every take hits hard. Right. David is repping the dynasty that is the Kansas City Chiefs. George bleeds black and gold for Steeler Nation, and AP is still waiting on the Vikings to show up in February. We're breaking down the biggest stories in football, baseball, and anything in between. We're calling it like we see it, and no fan base is safe. Touchdown! This is the First and Inches podcast.
Are you ready for some football?
We're ready for some football, baby.
Hello, and welcome back to the First and Inches podcast, everyone. I am Jorge.
I'm Hooks.
And I am 9. Just kidding. AP.
Bill Nye, the science man.
9.
So what's up, guys? It's been a week of a lot of disappointment around these parts.
Yeah.
Ready for rough. Thanksgiving? Lots to be thankful for being a Chiefs fan. It's a good life to live. So,
Is it? It's
wonder
about
if
to all come down crashing on you.
How's the how's next year look on the books for the Chiefs with all the refs, Hooks? How's that going to play out? How's their contracts? How does Sports Track rank them?
I think they rework those contracts every year.
Huh?
They rework those contracts every year.
I mean, like, clearly, if you're going to cheat, I mean, you're going to make sure that a team from Middle America that no one knew who they were 7-8 years ago, and let's make them great again.
Well, I believe it's written into the Matrix, and then once the chosen one, what's her name, Taylor Swift, got a hold of that sellout Travis Kelce. It's all
money talks. Out. Money talks, and those guys from Missouri started coming out with big the big bucks.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's how it happened. Well,
I'm just jealous.
The NFL did what the NFL does this week. It just, what was supposed to happen, just throw it out the window and just rewrite your story, except for the Chiefs, But as we saw, I guess the Cowboys had the biggest comeback in their history for the third time, I guess, coming back from down 21 points to take over the Eagles. That was pretty cool game that I was at. I don't know how that leaves the NFC East. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit, but let's first talk about our team.
Hey, what about them going for it on fourth down with about 3 minutes to go? What'd you think about that?
They say to be the champ, to beat the champ, or what? To be the champ, you got to beat the champ. So they took on the identity of the Philadelphia Eagles. When the game's on the line, fourth down, just go for it. Who cares, right? Don't play smart football. Because going for a field goal and taking the lead with 3 minutes left in the game doesn't make any sense, right? No.
Well, it could all be playing to the gambling thing, though, too, right? It's all scripted. No, I'm just teasing. It's not like that.
Could be, but the Steelers are adhering to our yearly script of going 9-8, baby. So we're going to drop the games that we need to drop. Right now, we're sitting at 6-5, right?
Yeah.
So we win one, we lose one. Do that for the rest of the year. We're going to sneak into the playoffs somehow. What do y'all think about Mason Rudolph this week, starting again after 3 years?
Yeah,
he's just a guy. But the great thing is that he's not going to lose it for you. He just may not win it for you. But
that's what I said last week. But then he went and lost it. Okay, let's be fair. They probably should have kicked the field goal. He didn't protect the ball well at the end. He had no time, though. I mean, they really didn't give him a choice to, the chance to be successful. So I don't blame him. But the first part of the game, I mean, he came out dinking, throwing those 8-10 yard passes and those laterals, and we were getting a lot of yards. I don't know why they got away from it towards the end of the game, because it was working really well. But
losing Metcalf hurt.
Yeah, I mean a little bit. But the Steelers have the most yards after catch of any team in the league, and it's not just Metcalf. I mean, I know he's up there, but he's up there with not that many receptions compared to other receivers around the league, right?
Yeah.
But my wife wants to stick it to me because she's the real Cowboys fan. Sent me a stat that showed that apparently George Pickens has more yards receiving and more receptions than the whole Pittsburgh Steelers this year.
For real?
That is messed up.
I've got him on my fantasy team. He's been a steal, man. I mean, he's legit this year, right? I mean, him and CeeDee Lamb, they're the best.
He's always been great. I just think the Steelers, they look at things down the road. They had a chance to get rid of his contract and did so. They thought they did get Metcalf, so they knew they were going to replace him with a good receiver. Metcalf apparently, by the stats, is performing well. I just feel like he's not getting the ball enough, and with that high caliber of a receiver, you got to feed him the ball. So it's pretty frustrating to see this powerful tool out there that can help us get past that finish line and not get him the ball. That's not something you can say about the Dallas Cowboys getting CeeDee Lamb the ball. So when we talk about chump of the week, you know where I'm coming from. But let's move away from my Steelers. Let's talk about your Chiefs.
Is Aaron Rodgers back this week?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Is he wanted to play. I think he was going to play. I think that if he would have had, well, we know if he would have had his way, he does what he wants, of course. But I'm pretty sure it was a game time decision. So I think he'll be back next week for sure. And they can't afford not to, honestly.
And
they're
then
going to have to Carson Wentz him.
They've got the Bills this week.
Yeah,
at home.
Yeah,
Bills at home, 3.5-point underdog. How often does that happen?
This is when we lose.
No, I think Aaron Rodgers takes it.
Aaron Rodgers won't do shit. Aaron Rodgers is going to go out there and look like a 55-year-old this week.
I don't know. I like Aaron Rodgers.
Nope.
Chiefs.
What about your Vikings? How'd they look?
Oh, fuck. I thought we were going to the Chiefs. I'll say this. You guys talked about
to end it on a good note.
Yeah. So, Hooks, you said it was a soft benching. Of course, I pushed back. I didn't believe it. And then now I totally believe it, talking about his ankle. Let me just say this. I think there was a true injury. I think he probably could have played through it, though. And then just like this last 4 or 5 hours, it came out, supposedly, you don't know what to believe, that KOC, their head coach, didn't want J.J. McCarthy to throw a single pass this year. Now, kind of gets confusing because if that was the case, why wasn't Darnold re-signed and why they not franchise tag Darnold and why they not re-sign Daniel Jones? Who knows? I know they offered a very competitive contract to Daniel Jones, but I think supposedly that he knew that he wasn't going to get the starting job over J.J. McCarthy. But that still doesn't make sense if KOC really said that he didn't want J.J. McCarthy throwing a ball. It's so confusing. And I think really the number one problem with this all is their GM, Kwesi Aldofamenta. I think he's the main culprit in this whole mess that they're in right now. They've got the highest spent team. They're really old. I don't know where they rank across the board on that. Their defense is falling apart. It's a complete mess. But going back to the number one problem in the room, 9, J.J. McCarthy.
8.5 is what I call him.
Yeah.
8.5.
Here's my deal. Everyone's like, be patient, Park. Be patient. You don't know, young quarterback. Last week we talked about the comparison between Josh Allen's first 5 games, 6 games versus J.J. McCarthy. There's no progression. And every week, I think, could it get worse? I mean, it can't get any worse. It's got to go up from here. And it keeps getting worse, right? The stat that I don't think people talk about enough about this last game, 6 targets. That's how many times he threw to the best wide receiver in football, Justin Jefferson. 6 times. 6 times. Anybody knows you just throw the ball, you've got a very high propensity that guy's going to go up and get it and make it. He's a playmaker, I mean, 6 times. That's the only time he got to him. And, he had that interception. The first one, could debate wasn't his fault. His problem is he doesn't look like he's prepared whatsoever. That makes this erratic football play. The line is collapsing around him. Christian Darrisaw, their left tackle that they gave this $100 million contract to, can't stay on the field. It's a complete mess. I don't even know where to begin, where to fix this team. I can tell you this. It's pretty sad. At 4-7, I'm excited to see Max Brosmer come in and play, undrafted free agent. Came out of Minnesota. He's got a high acumen and ball. So we'll see what he can do. I don't think it can get worse than what J.J. McCarthy has done. In fact, I'll say this before I pass it to Hooks, and this has been verified. If he would have spiked the ball every time he took a snap, he would have had a higher God, so damn embarrassing. A higher quarterback rating than the guy that tried. And I don't want to talk shit. I mean, this guy, I can't imagine what it would be like to be an NFL quarterback. And he's not that big of a guy. And then breathing down your neck. So I'm trying to have some empathy for this. But it's so damn hard when we were just talking about CeeDee Lamb and Pickens, right? We said they're two best wide receiver duo, right? I think statistically. I'm going to say this. I think that Addison and Jefferson are better if they had an average quarterback than those two in Dallas with Dak Prescott.
I don't know. Addison didn't have a catch.
No, he didn't have a catch. How the hell do you throw to a guy like Jordan Addison? But let me just last it, and then I'll just say, sorry, I don't want to make this about the Vikings. They have the number one in drop passes, but that's a testament also because J.J. McCarthy throws absolute piss missiles at every time he throws the ball. So it's overthrown, it's underthrown, but he's still throwing it 900 miles an hour. And there was one other thing I wanted to say. Oh, the marriage, bringing back Adam Thielen is kind of, it's kind of romantic about this whole entire deal. Last seeing him off, they gave up a fourth and a fifth. And you know what he's got? 8 passes caught this year. 8 passes.
Wow.
Oh, and one other thing. Sorry. One other thing. They've got a plethora of draft picks coming up in the 2026 draft. I'm going to tell you what. I'll tell you this right now. I said earlier, I don't know how you correct it. I could tell you, where to start on to make this team a better team again. I do know Kwesi cannot be in charge of drafting. If they've got this propensity of this high amount of picks, and Kwesi, the best thing he's got is the number one kicker in the NFL, and that's Will Reichert. He is undoubtedly the best kicker in the football. You can't. That is horrible return on investment whenever you going back to the 2022 draft and you have nothing to show for it. Addison, but they're not going to re-sign him. He can't stay on the field with disciplinary. But anyway, sorry, I was kind of all over.
You know what a bad return on investment is talking about this shitty team for 10 minutes on a podcast.
Yeah,
nobody wants to hear about Minnesota Vikings anymore.
You guys open it up. I got to go.
All right. So they're 10.5 point underdogs at Seattle.
There's no
the quarterback at Seattle.
10.5 points. That is jet-like. Wow.
No, they're not going to win.
All right. So I'm wearing my poncho that Jorge got me for my hospital stay, and going to talk about my Chiefs. 6-5. They're coming back. They're got the Cowboys on Thursday. 3-point favorite in Jerry World. And this game really means a lot to both these teams. I think that both of them need this win. So it should be. I normally am taking a nap by that 3:00 game on Thanksgiving, but I think I'll have to stay up for this one.
Are you scared about this game at all?
Oh yeah, 100%. We've struggled every single game we've played this year. So the offensive line, Trey Smith's hurt. They're still just not coming around yet. So we're gonna see. It'll be interesting because it's gonna probably be the over under is 52.5. So it means it's gonna be a lot of points scored. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, the Cowboys are always distracted on Thanksgiving game.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they do understand how important this game is if they want to have any shot at the postseason. Coming off that high from the Eagles win, I think that the offense is going to be clicking. It's not going to be, and I mean, it was a great game, but they were not that efficient. This past game, they had those two big plays that allowed them to do the last two touchdowns. But other than that, they were not that efficient, especially the first half. They were terrible. So I think there'll be a little bit more focus with the Chiefs in town to try and put a good game together out there. So I think it's a toss up. I mean, I don't know how the Chiefs are still favored by that much, considering how potent the Dallas Cowboys offense can be at home and has been all year everywhere. But we'll see. It should be a good game. Wake you up from your nap.
I told you that the Chiefs were going to stop Jonathan Taylor, and they did just that.
The Colts stopped Jonathan Taylor. First of all, why is he not running there? Whatever. They did a good job. But the Colts went away from him when they needed him, and they needed to with the game on the line. I thought that was
if the
dumb.
Chiefs had just scored touchdowns instead of kicking field goals, that game, I mean, it was a massacre. Just couldn't get the ball in the end zone. So they'll clean that up. So, did you guys see Jahmyr Gibbs, 219 yards rushing, 45, had 11 catches and 3 touchdowns.
I had to look at that twice. I was like, wait. When I scrolled back over, I was like, that's right. That's really what I read. That's pretty cool.
I played against him in one of my fantasy football leagues.
Oh, sorry for you.
55 points straight up. And then, so the player of the week doesn't come out until Wednesday, and we're doing this on Tuesday of this Thanksgiving week, so we're not going to have all the AFC and NFC players of the week yet. But man, what about Myles Garrett?
Oh yeah, what was it?
18 sacks on the season already.
Yeah, he's 4 or 5 sacks away from the all-time record, right? It's 22 and a half.
Yeah. 22 and a half is the record.
Nice.
He's on pace for 28. 28.
He had a game. What was the game that he had 5 sacks in? 5 sacks.
Yeah. I can't remember. He's had 4 and 3, and he's been hot. He had 3 games he didn't have sacks in this year. So
yeah, bro, it was like 4 games. Like 5 games, he only had half a sack total out of those 5 games.
Yeah.
Do you guys consider J.J. Watt a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, his little brother just passed him in career stats and in a lot less games. So when I saw that stat of his production compared to his brother, I was like, whoa, that's pretty impressive. So I hope he doesn't go anywhere and stays a Pittsburgh Steeler for the remainder of his career.
It's kind of weird. Like you knew it was JJ Watt's brother, and it's like, he's going to be good, and he didn't get drafted super high. Like, no.
They had another brother, right? It was a fullback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. To that Myles Garrett thing, the last 4 weeks, 5 sacks, 1 sack, 4 sacks, 3 sacks. The last month since last end of October. And then to your point though, there was 4 straight games he had 0, 0, 0, and then half a sack. It's wild. It's coming in bunches. Do you think he gets it?
I hope so, man. I think it'll be a good storyline.
They don't have anything to play for, so he's going to go try and get it, I'm sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sure. So, hey, Adam, what do you know about the NFC South?
It's the worst division in football. That's
all times.
So I wrote down some stats here that I wanted to talk about. Their number, you would say, like, what's the thing driving how this atrocity of a division? They're at the bottom defensive wise. All of them. I like to look at measurements of points allowed and yards allowed per game, right? I think that's a good, consistent measure. With the exception of the Panthers, who are 7th, actually. 20th ranked in points allowed per game, or yards allowed per game. That's the highest ranking. Offensively, again, they're bottom of the barrel. New Orleans is terrible. Spencer Rattler, Bryce Young is, I say he was a bust, but where am I got any room to talk? Baker Mayfield is the real deal. We've talked about that. Penix, for Atlanta, one bright spot. He's out. He's out for the season, and they've got Captain Kirk going to lead the way. But you're talking about a 4-7 team. Man, guys, I searched and I searched. There is nothing really positive to come out of this. Tampa's leading the division. I mean, leading it. They're clearly the best team. But Carolina at 6-6 is a total surprise. Everything is subpar, the entire offense and defense across all these teams. So even when they do, whomever wins that division and goes on to the playoffs, it's a first round exit. There's nothing that would tell me that there's even anything sustainable about any of these teams. And when I say this, the bottom third across every offense and defensive measurement. Believe it or not, Tampa is fifth in positive takeaways. So they're doing a good job balancing that. So I don't know, guys. There's nothing really to like from it.
You know what 9 weeks gets you in the NFC South, though? A first round home game in the playoffs.
Yep.
Oh.
Jorge would take that.
Yeah.
I'd take that right now.
Yep. Actually, we're going to petition to move to the NFC South. Let's go.
Yeah. It's really sad because the Saints are in purgatory of cap space hell. They just continue to kick the can down the road. And like, I don't know how they fix it because they can't ever just get rid of the contracts.
Well, also, they haven't had anything sustainable of a good quarterback since Drew Brees left, and that's where it starts, the most important position of football. I mean, you're rolling Spencer Rattler out there, and who's Spencer Rattler? They had, Jameson Winston there for a while, and Taysom Hill. Remember that debacle of whatever the hell they were thinking there? You're right. They had not Michael Thomas. That guy was going to be a stud. Remember him? That wide receiver? Boy, he started out like 4 straight years of 100 catches. I mean, he looked like he got injured and nothing ever.
Fantasy football rock star.
Yeah.
So, Jorge, like a year ago, we might have said that the AFC South was the worst division, but it's actually been pretty crazy.
I mean, they've had some good wins. I mean, Jacksonville, just beat the Bills a few weeks ago. The Colts are a surprise to everyone. It's a 3-team race. Who's Tennessee's in that league too. Never mind, Tennessee. So it's a 3-team race and a 4-team league. But it's gonna be interesting down the stretch because like the Colts still have to play both the Jaguars and Houston twice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, they're all within 1 game, 2 games of each other. Houston 2 games back. So it means nothing because it's all up to these games down the stretch when they play each other. That head-to-head is gonna count for a lot. In the next 3 weeks or 2 weeks, the Colts could wrap it up, or they could be at the bottom, from the outside looking in. So it's gonna be really interesting to watch this division. Now, when they come out of there, if the Colts continue to win, I don't even know who's in line for a bye. Colts have the most wins in the behind New England. Okay, so New England's gonna get the bye.
Yeah.
But you definitely don't want to go on the road if you are the Colts or the Jaguars in the playoffs, because you haven't had success in the past, and you definitely want to give yourself the best chance to move forward in the playoffs. So you want to secure a home game for the playoffs. So it's going to be really important those matchups when they go head to head here in the next few weeks. So we're going to keep an eye on that because this is one of the leagues where the most there's the most congestion at the top. And from week to week, you could have a different leader. So we're gonna keep an eye on that. It should be fun. It's making me want to make the drive to Jacksonville to watch one of these games down the road.
Yeah, it's actually this is one of the places where one of the teams has to fall off to give the Chiefs a chance to make the playoffs. So yeah, I'm good with it.
Who's more important to the Colts, Daniel Jones or Jonathan Taylor? If you had to pick one that's helping driving this team's success, who's the most?
It's got to be Daniel Jones. If you have somebody that's not consistent, throwing the ball, Taylor has no chance.
Right.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones. Yeah. I agree.
But I think Jonathan Taylor deserves some kind of mention. Like, like he's like 20 to 1 to win the MVP. I mean, he's had a monster year. And it's like, oh, okay, Matthew Stafford's the favorite. And it's like, why can't we give it to a running back?
He had a hell of a year last year too. Jonathan Taylor did.
Yeah.
Done really, really well.
We're going to just gloss over this NFC North.
Yeah.
I mean, Adam really wants to be talking about this, but kind of like the AFC South, this is a 3-team race. And, you know, the Vikings are like the Titans. They're just the leftovers at the bottom. It's sad. But the Bears, I mean, the Bears just keep winning. And it's like, you can't explain why the Bears keep winning. And you can't. No. And the Packers, like, it depends on which week they look like. They lose to Carolina and then smoke someone. And then the Lions do not look like the Lions. I mean, even though they
lost to the Vikings.
Yeah. So yeah, they could have lost to the Vikings.
No, they did.
The Lions. They did. That's right.
Yeah, the Lions. 9 beat them.
Yeah. So that is it's actually. I mean, like if the Vikings would have just kept a quarterback, Jones. I mean, that division is tight, and is the Packers and Lions on the first game on Thursday. So that's going to be really interesting. So, and like I said, I just don't understand the Bears. They just keep winning, just barely. Beat the Steelers. Thought for sure the Steelers were going to take care of them. No.
Every year there's that team that I think that just kind of defies all odds, right? And that's in all sports. But I think the Bears are this team this year. I just don't think their defense is that good. So, well, again, what do I have any room to talk shit? But
they're like a Cinderella team. I mean, they won 4 games like last minute, so that luck's gonna run out.
Right? That's what I mean. There's always that team.
Yeah. So okay. So I'm just gonna start this part of the show, and I want you to clip this. Like I tell you, Jorge, clip this. I am very much objecting to this part of the call because we're supposed to talk about sports. But here you go. Tell us.
It's sports entertainment.
Yeah, dude.
I got the privilege to go watch the Hall of Fame. Should be in the Hall of Fame. Ex-Viking Brock Lesnar. He looked old and fat.
Beast incarnate.
He's got all that hair now. He looks ugly.
Say, did you see him when he fell down? Did you see whenever he came out?
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
He left it off. Yeah. That was pretty funny. Yeah. I gotta tell you, man, being live at a show, there's a lot of stuff that you see that's pretty funny. And then I don't know if you watched Netflix for WWE Raw last night, but Netflix went off the air when the big melee started. That's not where the show ended. So all happened after the show. I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody, but you should attend one if you get the chance. Hooks, you should have come with us, man. It was fun.
Yeah, I'm a big Cody Rhodes fan.
The American Nightmare.
Hulk Hogan's my kind of speed. He's really good.
Dead.
Oh,
I should have taken you to his store. He's got a store in Clearwater when you guys came over last year, and has got everything Hulk Hogan you can think of. You can buy. You can come out of there looking like Hulk Hogan.
Is that what he does?
That's John Cena.
You can't see me.
That's John Cena.
So part of the reason I bought these tickets, I thought he was going to be there, and it's his farewell tour or whatever, and he wasn't in Oklahoma last night. But the guy he's fighting, Dominic Guerrero, whatever his name is,
Mysterio.
He had us geeked. Like, he really messed with us because he had a fake John Cena come out. He had this little short, what do they call short person, whatever, come out acting like he was John Cena. So the whole crowd, when the music came on, was like, yeah!
And he worked him over pretty good, too, didn't he?
Huh?
He worked him over pretty good, too, didn't he?
Yeah, of course. That's what he was paid for was paid to be done.
Yeah. I saw he gave him a 5-knuckle shuffle.
I did have a good little interaction with Dominic Mysterio. He said he's the best Mysterio, but when he came out and he's standing right in front of me, I was like, you got beautiful hair. He looked at me and laughed. And then I told him, you need to tie your shoe. But he was wearing one of those Vans with no shoelaces, right? So he looked down on his shoe and then he like kicked it towards me or whatever. So he acknowledged that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was pretty cool. But I made him look at his shoe. So that was funny.
That's cool. So what about What about the which one of you guys can do the Macho Man better? Let's y'all take turns.
Probably
Is,
not me.
Yeah.
is
I don't know.
I'm just gonna slip into a Slim Jim. Ooh yeah. That's all I got.
That's all I got. Yeah.
AP? Come on, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
No,
This could be.
I don't know, man. He'd always do very handsy. He was he's dead too.
Oh, is he
Well,
really?
Yeah.
Last
Damn.
week you said that the WWE was the chump of the week, Adam.
Yeah.
Do you have a new chump of the week
I
this week?
think with the storyline that they've got going on, yes, I still think that.
Well, they always got a chump of the week storyline going on. There's
No,
always
no,
something dumb.
no, you're missing it. What I'm trying to say is like compared to like the directional that if they didn't have this John Cena thing farewell tour, I don't know what direction they have with they can't decide like how they're going to carry this, and I think they're forcing a lot of storylines that I think seem kind of like again forced. So it doesn't flow like I remember, wrestling.
We're not going back to Monday Night Wars. That's never happening again. We're never going to have such a good era of
It's
wrestling.
not that they just can't keep anything consistent. Yeah, I think this Brock Lesnar thing again seems right, but I don't know. I don't want to waste everybody's time on that. That's not what people want to listen to. But I mean, I could go on a little bit longer.
Okay. My chump of the week this week is not very good, so I'm going to go first.
Okay.
My chump of the week is the Colorado Rockies, who decided to keep Warren Schaefer after his interim tag of finishing 36-86. It's like, oh, you finished 50 games under 500. You must be the right person for this job. So, dude, you can't lose 50 games more than you won and think that you're going to get that job. I mean, they could have hired any one of us three on here, and we could have finished 50 games under 500.
But he beat the Dodgers. I was there to watch it.
And they're going to sell tickets regardless. It's a great atmosphere for baseball.
It is. It really is.
So, no, that's my chump of the week. Sorry, it wasn't fantastic, but still.
Next week we need to talk about some of the trades that are going on, and winter meetings are coming up. We're going to have a lot of baseball to talk about. Brendan Nemo leaving New York, going. Wait, where did he go?
The Rangers.
Yeah. That was surprising. So we're going to talk about that. My chump of the week this week is who claims to be another number one and is no longer number one in any way. CeeDee Lamb. Listen, man, I caught some heat like a month ago in one of our neighborhood or fan pages in Tampa. There's a fan club and they all meet at a place called Peabody's. And I posted on the DC for Life Dallas Tampa club that CeeDee Lamb is a chump because he doesn't block. And this was like a month ago. And everybody just like, oh my God, just ate me up, right? They were just left and right telling me what a loser I am. I don't know football, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, the dude does not have the heart to be a complete football player, okay? He's a diva. He's not even, back then he wasn't even catching the ball, And now 4 weeks later, they're all on board that CeeDee Lamb sucks. The whole world now can agree that CeeDee Lamb is starting to suck. He needs to focus. He's got the skill. He just doesn't have, I don't know what he's missing, but come on, man. He dropped like 3 or 4 passes this game alone. You'll never see him blocking and helping out for any purpose. So if he thinks that his idea of helping the run game is to run away from it, okay? Thinking he's gonna take 3 guys with him. Like, they know better. You run out of bounds on your damn own, they're just gonna leave you alone and go and tackle. So he does not very much on the field, and now he's not even catching passes. So that's my chump of the week.
I like it.
Nice.
I'm going to revert back to sports themed chump of the week, and I'm going to go the Vikings special teams because this might be a wholly different conversation. Back-to-back weeks, if they would have executed even marginally well, they could be 6-4. Or excuse me, sorry. They could have 6 wins and 5 losses instead of where they're at now, at 4-7. So,
that's so you aspire to be this Pittsburgh Steelers. Got it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the Chiefs at 6 and
6
5.
and 5. Right. And the Chiefs, we could have a 3-way tie, but it might be a totally different conversation. But yeah, that's mine.
All right. Well, man, I hope you guys all have a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah, everyone out there.
Adam's going to be at the aquarium there in Branson,
Mhm.
and is going to be signing autographs.
Yeah.
So look
I'll be
for
there.
him. He'll have his entourage there protecting.
I'll be charging $9 for autograph
$8.50.
to keep the theme with my boy. 9.
I will not be at the Cowboys game. This is the only game other people wanted to go to, so I sold those tickets, and I'll be watching on TV. But then David Hooks will be this Saturday in California signing autographs
Right
at
here.
Survivor Series WWE 2-day event.
Woo! Woo!
Right here. There, you're
Is that Jorge?
Right, Jorge, right? I was
Is
trying
that
to bring
Penta?
this. Huh? I was trying
Is
to
that
bring it
Penta
up.
coming out?
Yeah, that was your boy Dominic Mysterio with flipping his hair. He was right.
Oh,
there
yeah?
next. Yeah.
Nice.
All right, man. Well,
Anyway.
good show, guys. Good
Yeah.
talking to you. We're going to figure out who the actual AFC and NFC players of the week were and talk about that next week. We'll see how Thanksgiving fares to your teams, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And this week could end the season to some teams. So good talking to you. Anything you want to talk to us about? Find us on our YouTube channel, the First and Inches podcast on YouTube, and comment. We're gonna comment back, whether you're right or wrong. Especially if you're wrong, we're gonna let you know. Find us on your podcast apps, Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and on Instagram. We'll have some of these clips, as you said, clip it on our Instagram this week. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
You too.
See you
Happy
guys.
Thanksgiving, guys. Have a good week.